In the very beginning, before anything else existed, there was just God. Imagine a time when there was no sky, no earth, no stars, or anything that we see today. Everything was empty and dark, and the only presence was God. He was there, alone, but filled with the power and the desire to create something magnificent. God had a plan in mind to make a beautiful world, full of life and light. This is where our story begins, with God preparing to bring His grand creation into existence. Then, God decided to create the world. This wasn't just a sudden thought, but a deliberate decision by God, who wanted to share His love and creativity with something new. He envisioned a world filled with wonders, a place where life could thrive. With this decision, God was about to perform the most extraordinary act of creation. He was ready to transform the void into a world teeming with beauty and life. The Bible, in the book of Genesis, tells us this amazing story of how God turned His vision into reality. On the first day, God said, "Let there be light," and light appeared, making daytime and nighttime. This light wasn't just the sunlight we know, but a divine light that separated the darkness. Suddenly, there was a clear distinction between day and night, and the emptiness began to change. The light brought warmth and hope, and God saw that it was good. He had created the first element of our world, setting the stage for everything else that was to come. This light was the first step in making the world a place where life could exist and flourish. On the second day, God made the sky. He separated the waters under the sky from the waters above the sky. This was a marvelous act of creation, as God formed a vast expanse that we now call the sky. He made a space where clouds could float and where birds could eventually fly. The sky stretched out above the waters of the earth, creating a beautiful blue canopy. It was a place where weather could happen, with the sun shining and the rain falling. God was creating the perfect environment for the life He would soon bring into existence. On the third day, God gathered all the water in one place so dry land could appear. He called the dry land earth and the gathered waters seas. This was a dramatic transformation as the waters moved and land emerged. God shaped mountains, valleys, and plains, forming a diverse landscape. Then, He made plants, trees, and flowers to grow on the land. Suddenly, the earth was covered in green foliage, colorful blossoms, and towering trees. Everything started to look colorful and beautiful, with a vibrant variety of plants spreading across the land. This greenery would provide food and shelter for the creatures that God would soon create. On the fourth day, God made the sun to shine during the day and the moon and stars to light up the night. He placed these celestial bodies in the sky to mark days, seasons, and years. The sun brought warmth and light to the earth, allowing plants to grow and creating a rhythm of day and night. The moon and stars provided a gentle light in the darkness, guiding creatures and marking the passage of time. This arrangement of the sun, moon, and stars created a natural order and beauty in the heavens. They were not just lights, but symbols of God's careful planning and design, ensuring that life on earth would have a structured and predictable environment. On the fifth day, God filled the seas with fish and other sea creatures. The waters teemed with life, as all kinds of fish, from tiny minnows to great whales, swam in the oceans. God also made birds to fly across the sky. There were small birds singing sweet songs and large birds soaring high above. God saw how wonderful they were and told them to have lots of babies to fill the seas and the skies. This command ensured that the waters and the skies would be full of life, with creatures of every kind multiplying and thriving. The seas became vibrant with the movement of fish and other aquatic creatures, while the skies were filled with the fluttering and soaring of birds. Each creature had its place, and God delighted in the beauty and diversity of His creation. On the sixth day, God made animals of all kinds to live on the land. There were big animals like elephants and lions, small animals like rabbits and mice, wild animals that roamed freely, and gentle ones that would become companions to humans. God carefully crafted each animal, giving them unique features and abilities to live in their specific environments. Then, God did something very special. He made people, a man and a woman. He made them look like Himself, reflecting His image and giving them the ability to think, feel, and create. God gave them the whole world to take care of. He told them to look after the animals and the plants and to have children, so that people would fill the earth. This was a special task as humans were to be stewards of God's creation, nurturing and protecting it for generations to come. Finally, on the seventh day, God had finished his work of creation, and he rested. He blessed this day and made it holy, because it was the day when he rested from all his work of creating. This day of rest was important, showing that even in the midst of creating, there is a time to pause and reflect. God looked at all he had made and saw that it was very good. The seventh day became a day of rest and blessing, a reminder of the completion and perfection of God's work. It was a time to appreciate the beauty and harmony of the world he had created. That's the story of how God created the world in 6 days, and then rested on the seventh. It's a story of how everything started, and how God made our world with so much care and beauty. It reminds us that everything in the world, from the biggest mountains to the smallest creatures, is part of God's amazing creation. This story teaches us about the importance of taking care of our world, appreciating its beauty, and recognizing the love and creativity that God puts into every part of it. Each element of creation, whether it's the shining sun, the vast oceans, the diverse animals, or us as humans, is a testament to God's wonderful plan and his deep love for all he has made.